Okay. I think that says live. Let's just double check and see. But I think it is. Okay, yeah. Can you guys, if you can hear me, if you could send a little message in, just saying that you can hear me. New studio, new setup. So we're testing some new stuff out. So if you could put in the comments if you can hear me, and then we can crack on and start getting your watches up. Right, let's have a look. Hey, can hear fine, right, Dan? Can hear fine? Can hear. Good man, or men and women. Who knows? Loud and clear. Good. Okay, right. Listen, firstly, hi. How are you guys? It's been a while. I've not been here. I've not done a live stream in like ages, but I thought I'd hop on just kind of touch base with you guys. Talk about watches mostly. I was actually filming with Garmin today, guys. Really exciting promotion. I essentially had to jump into a frozen pond kind of thing with an ex-military man called Brian. It was, your body goes into shock straight away. So I've never experienced it where my hands were shaking so uncontrollably. Wild. But okay, so Mr. A says, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, mate. I have just done that project with Garmin today. It was amazing. This watch, I know that I rant and rave about smartwatches not being good for society because they're essentially just extensions of your phone, right? But in terms of a kind of tool for you to use to enhance your fitness, to enhance your kind of life, I do quite like Garmin. What do you guys think? Do you guys drop in the comments what you think about Garmin? What you think about having smartwatches on your wrist? Are you kind of the same as me? You think that Apple Watches are essentially just an extension of your phone? I mean, I'm trying to spend less time with my phone, so the fact that it would then be on my wrist, like attached to me, kind of freaks me out. But this really isn't a phone unless you connect it, which I haven't. So yeah, it's a weird thing, smartwatches. I'm not sure how I feel about them. Curious to see the Garmin work. It was really good. It was a good project, very cold and very sort of fast paced, but really, really good. Never seen the appeal of smartwatches. Yeah, I prefer mechanical for sure, but I think that smartwatches definitely have a use as long as it's not an extension of your phone. If it's an extension of your phone, then don't do it because it's not going to fundamentally make your life better. However, if you do get it as a tool, as a fitness tool, a fitness tracker, I can see it. Okay. I'm more than happy with my G-Shock. Nice. Okay, right. The question, right. Q&A, guys. Fire your questions in. There's tons starting to come through, and I'll try and get through as many as possible. So the first one is best watch for €2,000 and what you look for before buying a watch. So, €2,000. You'd probably be looking in the Longines ballpark area. Actually, I've got it. The new Longines Hydra Conquest GMT, I believe it is sick. I'm actually going to present to you my screen if I can. Let's have a look. Okay. Right. Can you guys see my screen at the moment? If you can just let me know. Longines Hydro Conquest GMT. Right. Take a look at this. Oh, it's slightly above. It's 2,600-ish. I think the normal GMT is 1,500. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that? Do you not think that's super sexy? I got hands-on with it quite not too long ago now, and the bracelet is super, super good. It's been upgraded. It's been modernized. It's been streamlined. It just looks really, really good. I'm a pretty big fan of that, actually. It's a killer watch. Wow, tons of questions are coming in now, guys. I will try to get all to. If you had to pick one, Black Bay 58 or 54, says Logan. Logan, I would go with the 58 personally. Sorry, 50. Yeah, 58. Because it's bigger. I think the 54 is just that little bit. It's almost too clean for me. Like, it's sexy, but it's almost too clean. It's almost too perfect. Naturally, things in my eyes should have judgment put on them based on what someone doesn't or does like. For example, the Black Bay 58 has the red splash on the bezel. Some people like that, some people don't, because things shouldn't be as perfect as the 54. That sounds really weird, but I feel like it's maybe gone past the point of perfection, that it's not as appealing in my eyes as the 58. It's just more boring than the 58. It's like classically clean, but it has no personality. It does, or not as much personality as the 58. That's a really long-winded answer. Do shop jewelry staff own their watches? Understand there's a balance of yes or no. Yeah, shop jewelry staff normally own their own watches, pretty much. When I worked in Chisholm Hunter in Edinburgh, I certainly owned my own watch, and I think the majority of the team in there do or did. And I can imagine that goes throughout the Chisholm Hunter boutiques, the 29 of them. They're throughout the UK. I'm not trying to plug, but they are. There's 29 throughout the UK. And I don't think that they really do wear watches. I think that's quite an old thing to do. I think they actually genuinely have a passion, which is good. And they own their own watches. Have you ever worked with a Tudor P01? I did. I got photos of the Tudor P01. Let's get it up so that I can show you guys. I wasn't. The P01 is very select taste, but it's not for me. Okay, so let's see. This is the Longines Hatch Conquest, but Tudor P01. This is the Tudor P01. P01. That is really cool to me. However, I really like the stainless steel bezel. However, it's just a little bit too much, shall we say. Weird coming from me because I am a photographer and artist, so to speak. But yeah, it's a little bit too much for me. I get it. I understand it. But just for me, a little bit too much. Not my thing. Okay, let's see. What else have we got? So, wow, guys, I will try and get to all these questions, but there's a ton of them firing in. Okay, I've just bought a Certina DS First Titanium. I love it. Not crazy money, but feels great. I actually have a Certina. I won't get it, but it's through next door. The DS Action Diver. And that titanium version with the darkened titanium and the kind of baby blue that they've added in there. I don't want to say Tiffany blue, but it's Tiffany blue. It does look really nice. Actually, I'll get it up for you guys as well, just so you can see this gentleman's watch. So Daniel, that watch is pretty sick. And actually, I think Certina are very underrated. Just my personal opinion, but I do find them underrated. So Certina, oh, look, I've actually looked it up already. Titanium, right? Yes. This is honestly, this watch is sick. I think they've nailed the design aspect. They've nailed the fact that it's kind of a darker metal paired with a kind of lighter interior. It's kind of like the linings to your car. If you were to get a black BMW, hypothetically speaking, and it had red trims on the inside, it would look really cool because red is a very contrasting color to black. And if they use dark metal and contrast it with color nicely, like these guys have, it just looks class. Honestly, it's really sick. Okay, we've got a ton of new comments, guys. Okay, I will try and get to all of these. Why are there not many women in the watch industry? I don't think that's entirely true. I think that there's quite a few women. There's perhaps they're not as vocal online. YouTube, statistically speaking, is a majority male-dominated platform. That's just statistically speaking. So perhaps there are not as many YouTube females online. However, you look at Britt Pierce, Jenny Ellie. I mean, these guys, or girls rather, have huge platforms and they're really passionate about watches. And I've sold a good amount of luxury, beautiful watches to women. So I don't think it's dominated by men, but I think men shout the loudest about it. Ladies still enjoy watches and they like them, but perhaps aren't as vocal. I would say that. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got Hamilton Khaki Field Titanium or Expedition. I've actually reviewed both of these watches in watch vlog format, and it's difficult. I think I love the lightweight nature of the Khaki Field Titanium. I love the ruggedness. I love the darkness of that metal. However, there's something about that compass bezel on the Expedition it's just undoubtedly cool. I mean, the odds are you won't use it because you have things like this. You have your phone, and if your phone dies, you maybe have a watch, and there's tons of stuff you could use for directions. But it's cool, and they've hit the nail on the head with the marketing as well. The fact that Hamilton got influencers to fly out and film and use their watch in the wild was a stroke of genius. It truly was. And Hamilton's marketing, and Hamilton as a brand actually, are really quite cool. I'm a huge fan of Hamilton. Always have been. They put me in a helicopter in Zermatt with Adrian, which was long question, or long answer rather, but that's kind of how I feel. Do you feel like dress watches are making a comeback lately? Yes. And actually, this is something that I was going to make a video on soon. I think if you look at sports watches, they're getting more dressy. And I think if you look at dress watches, they're kind of beginning to get more sporty, especially when you look at Grand Seiko, for an example. So I feel like there's going to be a meeting point in the middle where the watches have the perfect amount of both. That's the dream scenario. However, I don't think there'll be any replacing proper dress watches. Like the Grand Seiko Elegance, the Snowflake, for an example, is a hugely dressy watch. The Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso, that's never going to be a sports watch. Its DNA is dress. However, I do feel that sports watches perhaps aren't as talked about now because they are too common, maybe. Maybe everybody, the craze for sports watches went too far. It bent too far in the one direction. And you see this rebound towards dress watches. In 10 years' time, you'll see the same rebound back towards sports watches. Trends come and go like waves. Like the tide comes in and out. I should quote this kind of stuff. That was genius. Okay, let's have a look, guys. So have a 40th coming up. Cam, well done, 40th. Have a Amiga Speedmaster Professional, Sapphire Sandwich, and the Tudor Black Bay. Was thinking of adding a Rolex Explorer 1. Is this enough diversity? I would say so. I mean, listen, everyone has different tastes, and I try and be very careful on YouTube to give my opinion, but to steer you away from following what I'm saying. Yes, I like certain things and I don't like certain things, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to like them, or it doesn't mean that you need to like them. It's just an opinion, and we're watch enthusiasts and we like talking about watches. So I think it's totally your choice. If it was me, and I'm not trying to deter you in any way, if it was me and you have the money for a Rolex, I would look at the likes of JLC, maybe a Vacheron Constantin 56. I would look at these other brands. I'm not saying get them, but why don't you go and try them on? See how they feel. I think that I love Rolex. I mean, I love what they've done for the industry. However, I don't like the image that it's created. I don't like the I'm better than you because I have a Rolex. And I'm not saying that any of you are like that. I'm saying that sometimes the guys with one watch that never wear it and put it in the safe can be like that. And that's a shame. And I shouldn't think that should be the case. Have a try of other watches. See what you think. And if not, go for the Rolex. It's a bloody good watch. An amazing watch. Yeah, that was big. Is it okay to spend the majority of your saving on watches? Absolutely, mate. I'm in debt right now because of watches, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Right, let's have a wow. Okay, so we've got. Did you get watch? Wait, let's see. Did you get watch to commemorate a YouTube milestone 10K? I didn't. Well, I didn't really. I prefer to. The thing about celebrating milestones on YouTube, and I'm not saying that I don't do this, but I do YouTube for fun. It's not. It kind of is my job, but I don't see it as that. And I feel like having targets and we need to hit 50,000 subscribers and we need to hit this kind of paints it in a commercial light. This channel isn't commercial. It's just me. It's just me and Drew. And Drew isn't here today, obviously, but it's just me. So I do celebrate milestones if we hit them, but I wouldn't say I have targets because the channel's worth a lot more to that than that to me. It's not just a number, it's a passion, it's a hobby, and it's somewhere where I can rant freely and hopefully other people listen and we can have that conversation. We can talk, we can become friends. You know, that has happened more than once. I hope that kind of made sense. The answer is yeah, I do celebrate milestones, but only I don't target milestones. That's what I'll say. Okay. Wow. Okay, I just picked Stuart Graham. Enjoy your videos. Just bought a new Black Bay 41 Metas because of you. Got it on an oyster. Bought the well done. Jubilee is definitely the right way to go to mix it up. Both bracelets are excellent. Yeah, the Tudor really smashed it at Watches and Wonders this year, and I really do wonder what they'll hit out with next year. What do you guys? Yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you guys think Tudor is going to hit out with? Or well, I suppose it's this year at Watches and Wonders. It will be an interesting one because I think they'll extend that Metas certified range for sure to maybe other Black Bay models. But yeah, I hope they do more than that with the design. I hope it's not just a movement change for certain models. I hope they change the design. Hi, Harrison. What's your opinion about Nomos? Nomos are great. Nomos are brilliant German engineering. And Nomos kind of look like the Apple of the watch industry. See, once you think of that, you'll never be able to unthink it. Honestly, they are. The designs are really good. Really simple designs. I like that. Are you going to Watches and Wonders? Yes. This year, I will be going to Watches and Wonders. I'll be videoing. I'll be filming. If you guys are there, fire over to my Instagram, Chisholm Hunter Watches. Fire me a message. I'd love to see you guys there. If you guys are coming, that'd be awesome. Okay. All the thick watches are going to get thin and go for Metas for sure. Maybe start getting the Jubilee on other models too. New colors of the Black Bay as well. I'd love new colors of the 41. I'd love a green version of the 41. I know that they have a green version, which is a Harrods edition, which I'd love to get my hands on, frankly. But I would love to see a more generic green version that's not limited edition to Harrods. Green's a cool color, isn't it? Green's just really cool. I reckon Tudor will make watches smaller. A lot of brands did the same in 23. They did. However, you might see the trend flick the other way. And that's the interesting thing about this industry is that things change. Probably over 2 years, you see shifts in the tide. And I, from working in Chisholm Hunter and being in the shop, and also for talking to you guys, I've seen a flip in the bigger direction of watches. I mean, look at the watch I have at the moment. It's a Garmin. This comes in at 46 mil. I've had this for 2 weeks. I've been testing it. I did a video on it today. That'll launch soon. Hit the bell. That's a cool video. But I'm actually okay with the fact it's 46, which is strange for me because I'm kind of a hermit. I like small stuff and I stick to small stuff. Hey Harrison, I hope you're well. What is your opinion on the Seamaster Ultra Deep? Oh, we have a Seamaster Ultra Deep. Give me 2 seconds. I think. No, we don't. We've already done the video. We've done it. We've done a video, but we're going to post that soon. I like it. Let me show you guys. How about I just show you? This will be easier if I can just show you what we're talking about. So Omega Seamaster Ultra Deep. So the one that so have a look at this, guys. We had this one. That's the titanium version. It's super, super, super cool. The thing that I would say about the Seamaster Ultra Deep and not the Seamaster 300 meters, but the one that goes to 600 meters. What do you call that? The one that goes to 600 meters. My brain has gone a blank. I honestly can't remember. So essentially, as soon as you get past the Seamaster 300 meter point, these watches become tools rather than a fashion statement. And actually, we've got a video coming out real soon, probably on Sunday, about the Omega Seamaster versus the Planet Ocean. That's what it's called. Planet Ocean. Well done. Saxon NL, thank you very much. Helping me out there. So the Planet Ocean. The Planet Ocean's a tool, whereas the Seamaster is a statement in style. Listen, I'm not saying the Seamaster 300 meters doesn't still perform. It certainly does. However, genuine operators who do things have the Planet Ocean because it's very capable. We actually spoke to a guy who's in the Garmin video today called Brian Wood. Now, Brian fought in the Battle of Danny Boy. He was awarded not the Medal of Honor. It was a Victoria Cross for his gallantry. And this guy is insane. He runs ultra marathons. And can you guys guess the watch he has? He has the Omega Planet Ocean Seamaster because he genuinely uses it in the wild. He uses it for stuff. He doesn't just want to look pretty. He wants it to perform, and it does. And that's really cool. Yeah, I can't even remember where I started with that. Can't remember where I finished either, but I hope that made sense. Okay, right, let's have a look. Right, so what's your favorite watch available at Chisholm Hunter right now? Okay. Damn good question. I've not been to Edinburgh in a little while. We're going to do a watch shopping video in Edinburgh real soon. What's my favorite watch in the Chisholm Hunter arsenal right now? I can tell you the watch that probably will be my favorite. And the watch that probably will be my favorite is this. Omega Speedmaster Daniel Craig. You guys will have seen this. Craig White. So, guys, have a look at this. This is an unreleased watch from Omega. I know nothing about it. Literally, I've spoken to Omega, and I have no idea what this is or what it will be. But that, do you guys not think that that is one of the most sexy watches you've ever seen? I mean, wow. And the fact that they kind of teased that with Daniel Craig was a big move. So they must be, surely that won't be a limited edition. Surely, because you'd think that it won't be a limited edition. If it's on Daniel Craig, it won't be a limited edition. I hope not, anyway, because I'd like one. But who knows? Okay. It's nice, but Speedy should be black. Yeah. I've had a couple of people saying that. I suppose it's personal preference. Listen, everyone likes different colors. Everyone likes different shades. Everyone likes different Pantones. Everyone has different skin colors, hair colors. If you're me, a lack of hair. So yeah, everyone's different. And I think that watches are the same. And this one's for me though. This looks, if it looks this good in person, that'll be sick. That'll be really sick. Okay, right, let's have a look. The Cartier Santos. I tried it on last year and now I'm saving up. Let's have a look together. Cartier Santos. I suppose it's right. Okay, right. So here's my thing about the Cartier Santos. I love Cartier as a brand. Truly exceptional, truly amazing. And their timepieces are, again, truly exceptional, truly amazing. However, for me, JLC Reversal has always come first. The reason being is it kind of has the same face shape and it reverses, it flips out, it does something cool. And I think that if I was to go for a dress watch, it would be the Reversal. I do like the Santos, but something about it doesn't stick with me. And I don't really know what it is. The fact that the screws don't line up on the bracelet as well, that being a bit OCD, that upsets me. I'm not saying it's a bad watch. I'm not saying it's badly made. I'm just saying the fact that the screws don't match up is it just kind of upsets me. That's it. Having said that, I do love Cartier. If I had the money, which I certainly don't, I would get one. Okay. Wow. There's lots of comments going on now. So I will try and get to your comment as soon as I can, guys. I promise. Okay. Can you guys all do me a favor really quick? I'll keep answering as soon as I say this. If you guys could do me a favor and turn the bell on our channel so that you're notified when we post new videos, I would really appreciate it. Problem being with YouTube, guys, is The bigger a channel gets, sometimes videos don't appeal to the mass audience. For example, we don't really do Rolex videos, so they don't appeal to the mass audience. So sometimes YouTube algorithm can punish us for that. But I don't want our channel to just become a Rolex channel like every other watch YouTuber. I want it to be about cool watches, unique watches. And if you guys could turn on that bell, it really helps the algorithm, and it would notify you when we drop a new video, if you want to watch it, of course. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. Wow, so many. Your Amiga ad was awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. That was difficult to make, honestly. Sorry guys, I'll stop sharing. So we made a Amiga Seamaster advert, and the kind of goal was to introduce more lifestyle-y stuff to the ad. I'm a videographer and photographer by trade, and I used to be more involved in travel videography and photography, and I love editing. I love the art behind editing and music and sound design, color grading. I love it all. I truly do. I'm introverted, surprisingly. It kind of doesn't seem that way, but I am. I kind of like working by myself. And Drew and I went up to Skye for a couple of days, and we did this amazing commercial with Amiga, and we edited it and posted it. And the reaction, by the way, from you guys was amazing. So thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. It was awesome. It truly was. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Wow, there's so many here, guys. To say, did you have content? Okay. Harrison, hey, he's got the same name as me. Harrison says, hope you are well. Great to see the channel is doing so well, and I enjoy the freedom you have to create content. Thank you. How much say do Chisholm Hunter have in the content? It's a great question. Nothing. Honestly, it's amazing. They are incredible to work with. They allow me the freedom to say whatever I would like, and they allow me the freedom to create the channel in my way. They also essentially fund the channel a lot of the time. I could not have this new studio without Chisholm Hunter. You know, there's tons of stuff that they've done that genuinely is amazing. It truly is, because when you speak to a board and when you speak to directors, sometimes the directors can be a little bit older. And because they're a little bit older, sometimes they don't truly understand social media. They don't truly understand YouTube. They don't understand advertising as much. Hence why a lot of companies get agencies or people like me to do this sort of stuff. And the fact that they put so much trust in me to do this channel and go my own way and literally say nothing about it is kind of amazing. So I need to thank Chisholm Hunter. They're truly incredible. I wouldn't say that if I don't mean it. You guys know me by now. I do have ADHD. If something were to go wrong, it would come out. But nothing has gone wrong, and nothing will go wrong. They're amazing. They truly are. We don't want to be a flock of sheep. The channel is great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know how the YouTube algorithm works, unfortunately. If you don't post about Rolex, you know, some people don't care, and that sometimes brings your stats down. But I do this because I love to do it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. I don't do this just to hit a number of views. I do it because I love to do it, and hopefully that shines through. Trap Vision 3D says, just sub to your channel. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Your support, guys, is always the key, the engine that moves this channel forward. So I really appreciate that. Okay, Haza360 says, got anything special planned for when you reach 50K or 75K? Yes, we do have a giveaway that's an expensive giveaway, which is a really cool giveaway. And so the interesting thing we're doing with this giveaway is we're downloading a third party. This gets technical. We're downloading a third party app, so to speak. It measures who has been engaging with our videos, likes, comments, you know, all that kind of stuff, and how many videos they've engaged with. And it will essentially create a list of people that are, I don't want to say fans, I don't like that word, but watch the channel all the time, that are truly invested in the channel, the same as us. And amongst that list, we will reward a pretty special watch. Yeah, that's coming. I honestly can't say anymore, but it's coming. It's cool, and I'm excited about it. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. This is huge. Any plans for collabs this year? Would be great to see you and Adrian and Britt all together for a start. Yeah, Harrison. I was actually talking to Adrian literally 20 minutes ago, and I got a call from Nico the other day as well. So that was amazing. I love Nico. He's honestly, there's this opinion about Nico that he's perhaps very boisterous, that he's perhaps maybe abrasive, but when you dig below the surface a little bit, he's a kind guy. And he truly just wants other people to do well. And he knows how to work the algorithm. And that's how he's got so big. And he truly, really knowledgeable, genuine passion about watches, genuinely a really smart business guy and entrepreneur. And yeah, he's amazing. So I'm really excited. Hopefully I'll be able to work with him because he's sick. I also want him to come on the podcast. We have our own podcast called the Into the Mind Podcast, and I'd love to have him on. We actually had Adrian on. You guys, it might be, you might like that kind of stuff. Yeah, that podcast with Adrian was amazing. Is there any brand that CH doesn't stock that you wish they did? Well, Chisholm Hunter don't stock Rolex. I'd obviously love Rolex. They don't stock Cartier. I'd love to get hands-on with Cartier. They don't stock Patek Philippe. Obviously, Patek Philippe would be amazing. We'd all want to get hands-on with Patek Philippe. Don't stock AP. Yeah, there's a load of brands that we don't stock at Chisholm Hunter. However, there are a load of brands we do stock, which is great. So if you're looking for your next watch that isn't a brand that we don't stock, you know where to go. So, hey man. So Willie Gaming says, hey man, got offered 2 Rolexes from my AD. Wimbledon dial on a smooth bezel, Jubilee, and black dial footed bezel. Wow. Okay. Which one to go for? Ooh. Again, this is hard because I don't want to say something and it influences your decision. Both of these watches are brilliant. Both of these watches are Rolex. Both of these watches are premium. Both of these watches are super, super sexy. What would I go for? I would go for the Wimbledon. In my opinion, it's a little bit different. It's a little more out there. And I would like a Wimbledon dial Rolex. I think that would be really cool. So, yes. Just don't take my word for it. Try them both on. Get other people's opinions and then make your decision. Are you going to read the chat? I am reading the chat. I'm honestly, there's so many messages coming in. I am trying to read it. Nico is God tier and Brett is Pope tier. Brett's amazing, isn't she? She's truly amazing. And seeing how far she's come in terms of videography and photographer, this is from a videographer and photographer, is amazing. Amazing. I mean, she started YouTube with very little experience in cameras, and now she's doing really amazing stuff. And honestly, I can't commend her enough. She's extremely kind, extremely helpful, extremely... she's just a beautiful person. She genuinely is. Really nice girl. And I love her content. It's really good. Her storylines as well are really, really cool. What's your favorite model in the Longines lineup? The new Longines Hydro Conquest GMT is honestly probably up there. I know I preach about it too. Oh no, you know what is my favorite Longines model? The new Chrono from Longines that we did a video on the channel. They are super sexy. Let me show you guys the Chrono, because these Longines watches are honestly some of the sexiest you'll ever see. Longines Chrono. I think they were released in 2023, but I'll see. Right, have a look at these. These are. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Present. Share screen. Longines Chrono. Right, have a look at these guys. That is so... See, in person, I know that online they look different to in person, but in person, it's amazing. Honestly, see this sitting beside a modern Daytona. If it wasn't for the fact that Daytona was Rolex and a lot more expensive, I'd still get the Longines. I'm not even kidding. It's amazing. You need to have a look at it. It's super, super cool. Who is your favorite watch content creator? Says Saxon. Great question. I watch a lot of YouTube watch guys on YouTube. Everyone has different styles. If I wanted to laugh, I'd go to Nico. If I wanted cinematic, relaxing, cool content, I would go to Adrian. If I wanted a storyline and some funny jokes thrown in there, but maybe a bit more relaxed, I'd go to Brit. If I wanted educated, I'd go to Andrew Morgan or Watchfinder. There's so many brilliant creators out there, truly amazing creators, and they all have a different niche. They all have different styles. To be honest, I don't really know where in that category I would fall into. I think that perhaps the adventure review side of things. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what kind of category on that note you think that the Chisholm Hunter channel would fall into. That'd be interesting to know. Is it relaxing? Is it upbeat? I'm not that funny, I don't think. I don't know. Are you considering doing any Neo vintage watch content in the future? Yes, that is in the pipeline. Actually, it's closer than you might think. So again, this isn't a sales pitch. I'm just letting you guys know kind of our thinking. Chisholm Hunter have a big pre-owned collection, which is for sale. And within that pre-owned collection, we have really amazing vintage pieces. I really want to get delicately, by the way, really want to get hands-on with these watches and tell the story of these vintage pieces, where they've been, where they've gone, if they were in the military, if they're stamped, if they're engraved, why they're engraved. All these things make a watch a watch. It gives it personality. And yeah, I want to get on that. It appears that you have an amazing community here. Well, Trap Vision, I appreciate that. And listen, actually, I appreciate you guys. It's not that I appreciate me creating it. It's you guys that make the community. So thank you, truly. Thank you. Apple Watch 7. I'm again, I really don't like Apple Watches. I said this at the start of the video. So this is my phone. Essentially, what you're doing is putting your phone on your wrist. And that's a problem for me. My screen time, I did a ranty video about this. My screen time is far too high. And that's because my job is social media. And as a photographer, you do tend to get, go into Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And having notifications pinging my wrist when I'm trying to separate myself from my phone it'd be an issue for me. So yeah. So talking of podcasts, love the podcast with Adrian. Thank you, Harrison. Truly, thank you. Talking of podcasts, any thought on the About Effing Time situation? Hope they come back. Yeah, I did. I was going to make a full video on this, actually. I'm really sad to see it end. I think these guys were really paving the way for something bigger. And I think I understand the logistics are hard, and I understand that getting everyone together, especially when they all own businesses and they're all very, very busy, is very hard. And perhaps what they would have to do if they wanted to go truly full time with that is leave their other businesses, and maybe they're not prepared to do that yet. There's so much other stuff that was involved in their decision, and I'm sure that they made the right decision for them. However, I'm sad to see them go. I love their content. It was I'm currently rewatching or re-listening to their podcasts in the car. And all of them are amazing. George, Andrew, Adrian. I've got a special place in my heart for Adrian. You guys know that. But I love all of them. I think they're so insightful, so in tune with the community. And they're quite funny. The edits are funny. So yeah. Brian Roberts says, do you work for Chisholm Hunter? Yes, I do. I do work for Chisholm Hunter. I have done since I was 16 years old. And I did freelance for a while, and I go between freelance and Chisholm Hunter. But yes, is the short story. I love Nico. His personality is exactly what's needed in the watch world. There used to be too many snobs in suits. Yeah, I would agree. I actually said this in the advert that we did for Amiga. I said at the end, you guys might have seen it, you might not have. I said that if this community becomes corrosive in any way, people will be barred. That's it. And the way that Adrian actually explained it to me is he said, if somebody comes into a coffee shop and starts shouting at swearing in somebody else, you wouldn't allow them to stay in the shop because it's your shop. So why would you allow that on your channel? And he was right. So anyone that is in this community, and I'm really lucky that you guys are all in it, let's be kind. Let's try and educate people in a nice way, not put them down. Yeah. Okay. Right. Wow, guys, there's so many messages here. I truly am trying to get to them all. Favorite non-watch YouTube channel? Great question. I've got to say, I love Peter McKinnon. I love Sam Colder, although he doesn't post very much. Peter McKinnon and Sam Colder. I used to when I was really young. I used to watch a guy called Jay Alvarez, who was kind of more influency. Sam Colder, his videography and his editing, when I was first getting into this, were a true inspiration to me, for sure. And Peter McKinnon will always be an inspiration to me for being Peter McKinnon, for just being cool. He just is a cool guy. You came to Calgary to go to Banff. Calgary has the largest outdoor rodeo show in the world and a cowboy festival. What are watches for cowboys? Okay. Watches for cowboys. This is a good question. I've never thought of this. I suppose a cowboy would want something big, robust. I'm going to go with Panerai or maybe one of the bigger IWCs. I think Panerai, though, is probably what a cowboy would wear. Do you not think? That Italian history shining through. I think, yeah. I think look at Panerai. If you're a cowboy, go for Panerai. You're like a hybrid between Teddy Baltzar and Adrian, in my opinion. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. Teddy's a legend. I love him. So that's nice. Thank you. Wow. Okay, there's tons of stuff coming in here. Very good assessment of your peers. What I think of your style, I would say your content is inclusive, educational, and great for people starting the hobby. Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cam. Truly, that means a lot. Edwin says your channel is informative and really useful. Love your reviews. They're honest, down to earth. I appreciate that. Again, honestly, buddy, thank you. So Paul says, I think Christopher Ward is coming after Longines and Tudor for market share. Your thoughts? I mean, the prices of Christopher Ward are lower. They're perhaps going for Longines, but they're doing something totally different to Longines' kind of thing at the moment. I mean, Longines are going down the diving route. Longines have been killing it this year, man. Longines have been smashing it. I think if you look in terms of sales volume, Longines are still just, if you're running an ultra marathon, Christopher Ward's at the start. I'm not saying they're a bad brand. I'm just saying where Longines is in comparison, and Longines are at the end. That's the kind of sales difference. Longines are humongous brands and an awesome brand. Christopher Ward are doing cool things. They're doing really cool things. Actually, got a story about Christopher Ward. I put up a story on my Instagram, Chisholm Hunter Watches, if you guys want to see that, of a Christopher Ward. And the screw, I have Christopher Ward. The screw on the Christopher Ward 12 keeps coming out. And it was bugging me. And I put up a story about it. It said, I love this watch. However, the screw keeps coming out. It's a pain in the arse. I had a call within 10 minutes. And it was a guy from Christopher Ward. And he said, listen, I've seen your story. I'm so sorry. This doesn't happen. This truly doesn't happen. I've never seen this before. And we're going to replace your bracelet straight away. That customer service, you do not see that every day. That is amazing. And the fact that they rectified that issue so quickly, I have the utmost respect for Christopher Ward and what they're doing. I think their products are fantastic. I truly do. But that customer service was exceptional. So yeah, Christopher Ward I think they've got huge leaps to get to where Longines are. Huge leaps. However, they're definitely going in the right direction. They're definitely growing. They're definitely one to watch. And they're also just really cool, which is awesome. Okay. Watches, sentimental or market value? Sentimental always, my friend. Sentimental. Market value of a watch will fluctuate. If you buy a watch to gain money and lose money, it's, in my opinion, and I hate to say this because it sounds horrible, but it's kind of your own fault. Don't get into watches just to try and make a couple of quid here and there. Odds are it won't work, and odds are you'll be left upset, and it just kills the passion, kills the hobby. I don't think I own any watches that are going up in value, bar one, and that was an accident. I didn't mean it to go up in value. It just happens to be a limited edition. And I won't sell it. So it doesn't affect me either way. Okay. Great choices. Bloody wish Sam Coder posted more. Would highly recommend some of the old TMS videos. They put out some great videography videos. Yeah, I need to have a look. You know what it was about Sam Coder is you really felt the emotion behind his videos. And I don't want to get too soppy and off the topic of watches, but you did really get the emotion side of things. His videography is just beautiful, man. You guys need to check him out. Cool guy. Right, let's have a look. Hi, Harrison. Wow, okay. Hi, Harrison. Any expectations of the new Watches and Wonders releases this year? I haven't got my glasses on, guys, hence why I look a bit weird. Well, okay, let's start with Tudor. I think that Tudor are going to rock on with dishing out that METAS certified movement across the Black Bay range. I think it might not be all of the Black Bay range, having said that, but I do think some of them will get that movement. I'm proposing that Vacheron. I'm proposing. Who am I? I'm hoping that Vacheron bring out some more overseas. And the ones they brought out this year were just a little bit small. For me, beautiful but small for my wrists. I hope they bring out maybe some greens. They maybe experiment with some colors. That'd be really, really cool. Who else? IWC did some really cool stuff last year. I mean, they had the Engineer, which was awesome. I would expect to see new colors of the Engineer. I would also expect to see more Pilots models with different colors of Ceratanium. That's kind of their key. That's their staple. And that's awesome as well. So I'd like to see that. Yes, so many brands. I've been watching. So Brian says, I've been watching YouTube content for so long. Most of the people that I started watching YouTube, watching no longer exist. Unfortunately, it happens, mate. Yeah, Sam, one of my favorite YouTubers. I just talked about him, Sam Calder. He doesn't really post anymore. Which is sad because I used to love his stuff. Don't worry, guys, though. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. The channel might go through growth and go through changes and new studios, but I'm still here and I still love to do this every day. So I'm still here for you guys. So Dan says Christopher Ward needs to get in mainstream retailers like Goldsmiths, Chisholm Hunter. Then they'll boom a bit more. Yeah, I'd love to have that discussion with Christopher Ward. Truly. I think there's a lot to be done there. I think there's a lot that I could help them with. And I think there's a lot that they could, give us their watches to sell. I think that'd be a great thing. I think that the discussion definitely should be open. I'd love to have that conversation with them. Yeah. Truly. Oh, right. Okay. That guy, Timmy, thank you so much. Listen, these donations that you guys make, I cannot describe to you how much they help us. Truly. And this community that we're building here is no joke, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. I appreciate it. Here's a question for you. What's the correct way to clean a watch? I've heard so many different ways. Okay, be careful with this because firstly, it depends on the watch. Is your watch platinum? Or is it steel? Is it titanium? Is it darkened titanium? These things have an impact when cleaning the watch. I have this, which is essentially like a little wipe for the screen. That's really good at getting the dust off of these watches. I would rinse it under cold water. Don't use a toothbrush, especially with gold watches, because it does scratch. Honestly, if you want a clean done professionally in-house for free, bring it into a Chisholm Hunter. we'll do it and we'll take extra care not to scratch the watch so many times. And I used to work in the store and I used to cringe when people came in and they would have a platinum watch or a gold watch and they've used a toothbrush and they've scratched the gold. It's a shame. It really is. So the answer is very carefully and using hopefully stuff like this. Cloths, don't use toothbrushes unless they're really soft. Oh, wow. Right, listen, that is unbelievable. That guy, Timmy, thank you so much for the donation. Honestly, these things, that means a lot. Seriously. Thank you. Max G says, love your content. If you could only own one watch, which would it be? Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you something here that I've not told anybody. And to be honest, it's because I was maybe a little bit nervous about it, telling people about it. There is a watch that I own in my collection that I wear once a year. And only once a year on New Year's Day. It's super special to me. It's like seriously special. And it is a genuinely special watch. And I will be making a full video on that very soon. And I think that's the watch that I would keep. It's a new beginnings watch, shall we say. Oh, sorry. I've just realized you have a question, mate, as well. That guy told me. So 2024 has been a great start to the year. What is the brand that you think has the best diver watch of all time? Woo! What a question. So in terms of technicalities, I believe it was the Omega Prolof, not the Prolof, the one above the Prolof. My brain's not working today. But was it the Ultra Deep or something like that? That went to the deepest part of the ocean. However, then the Rolex came along. Rolex came along and beat the record by a tiny bit. So I suppose, technically speaking, it would be Rolex. However, I kind of want to pick Omega there. It's a great question. And actually, I'm going to look it up right now for you guys. So best diving watch of all time. Well, so many ways to kind of sum it up. Because I suppose you could say that the best diving watch of all time would be the first diving watch, which would potentially go to Blancpain. Or I suppose that you could say that it would be the most popular diving watch that would go to the Submariner. Or the one that's gone deepest, which would be Omega, or maybe Rolex. It's a great question. If you want my opinion, in terms of popularity, it would be the Submariner. In terms of creating something that is a pinnacle in the industry and so many people replicate or try to replicate and copy, it would have to be the Submariner. It would. It truly would. Submariner's awesome watch. Awesome watch. Daniel says that guy. Yeah, I didn't realize, but I did. I caught myself. Okay, Paul Harrison, you're so personal and down to earth in all your videos, especially your live streams. Please keep going. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate you. I appreciate this community and everything you guys do. So voice just correct. So thank you very much. Also, I've just realized that I have like a bloodshot eye. I was up at 5 this morning and I did run a lot around an assault course and then jumped into freezing water with ice over it. So that's why I look a little bit tired. If you had to add a vintage piece to the collection, what would it be? Great question. I love the look of vintage APs, the old style APs, because you know that they're old. However, they seem to still look modern, if that makes sense. You can see the age, but you can also see that the design that went into that is still circulating nowadays. Genta inspired. Yeah. Probably a vintage AP, some kind of vintage AP or vintage AP, I think I'd go for. That'd be really cool. So, favorite Glass Hoodie original watch. The Glass Hoodie CQ Chrono is something that I had on the wrist in Finland. I actually made a whole video about this. I don't want to bore you with the details, but we saw the Northern Lights with the watch, and we were the first watch channel ever to photograph and film a watch under the Northern Lights and review it under the Northern Lights. It was pretty cool. I would honestly say the CQ Chrono, because I have so many sports watches in my collection, I'm looking for a chrono model next. So probably the CQ Chrono. Not the blue dial, however. I'd like them to bring out another dial variation of that because the blue isn't my thing. Blue's kind of like a business color. I think that everyone seems to go with blue when they can't, like, when they want to be slightly outgoing but not quite there. Not got anything against blue watches, but I'm not too big a fan. Okay, right. Where else are we? How many more have we got? So, okay, these are more and more great Microbrand watches out there. Your top 3. Oh, well, wow, tons of questions just came in. Sorry, I'm trying to look through these questions. So, Paul, in terms of Microbrands, I suppose you could define Christopher Ward as a microbrand. Possibly. Because it's still quite small relative to Swatch Group and relative to Richemont. It's pretty small. There's a brand that, guys, if you could help me remember this, it would be amazing. What is the brand that replicated a watermelon on their dial? And it looks awesome. It looks truly, truly awesome. Studio Underdog, that's the one. Dan, Studio Underdog, that's it. They are sick. They are honestly awesome. Super cool brand. Super, super cool brand. And yeah, if I were to get a Microbrand, Studio Underdogs, they're up there for sure. For sure up there. Okay. Okay, this is an interesting one. Daniel says, people are usually a bit private with their economy. However, I've never seen anyone talk about margin for buying a watch. What would you say is a good margin, i.e. max 10% of your wealth? Do you mean in terms of you buying a watch? In terms of when you should make the leap to buy a watch? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean in terms of the financially getting a watch, how expensive should you go for? Let me know. I'll answer when you fire that, because that's an interesting question. Yeah, Studio Underdog. So many Studio Underdogs here. Right, let's have a look at Studio Underdog, will we? Just because they're awesome. Look at this. Right, so Studio Underdog. Oh, there it is. That's super cool, man. That's super, super cool. Right, have a look at this, guys. So on the right here, you can see the watermelon-esque one. On the left, you can see just the super cool shade of blue. And that watch is one that I would probably get. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. It's just fun. That's what it is. I just feel like they really nail the fun aspect. So this is the 01 series. I've never, you know what? I need to look at this more. Even their marketing, their visuals are amazing. £500. Wow. Oh, wow. I don't know what movement is in these watches. Let's have a look. I wonder, is it an ETA movement or is it a Sellita movement? Because they don't list their movement. And that movement, seagull, that's a seagull. Okay. They're okay. Okay, right. So Daniel says, sorry, I'll stop sharing the screen. Daniel says, like if you have 100K GB in cash balance in debt, or no debt, What would be the reasonable margin to spend on a watch? And can one even put up such a rule? Right. Okay. Okay. I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Okay. Uh, for me, watches are for life. I don't buy a watch to sell it unless I have to, unless I'm struggling financially and need to. And God forbid that happens. However, I would sell my watches if that came to be. I wouldn't like it, but I would have to. I wouldn't put a figure beside what's too much and too little. Obviously, be sensible. If you've got, hypothetically, if you've got 100,000 in the bank, you probably don't want to spend more than 20% of that, because that's a hell of a lot of money. I mean, that's a car, and a nice car at that. So I'd be sensible with it, but also, how long is this watch going to last you? Is it going to last you your life? Are you buying to sell? Are you buying to get another one? Are you going to buy a collection? If you're going to get a collection, perhaps start with a couple of £1,000. Get one and then get another and then get another. And that's not as big a dent in the account. I think it really depends on your purchase and the type of watch you're buying. If you're buying a Patek Philippe, it's going to be for life, right? Or an AP or a Vacheron Constantin from Chisholm Hunter. If you're going to buy one of those watches, you're probably buying them for life. Therefore, I wouldn't cap the amount you spend, because you'll enjoy it for life. The thing is, right, we're all going to get old, and unfortunately, we're all going to die. When you are in the grave, you're not going to turn around and say, thank God I have that 30 grand saved up. It's just not going to happen. My trajectory in life is to start with nothing, to be relatively well off in the middle, hopefully make some money, and to die poor, to spend it, to enjoy it, to have fun. That's what money's for. Money isn't for, saving's great. Looking after your kids is great, but spend it, enjoy it. Life's so short. It's unbelievable. And it's funny, as you get older, you really start realizing that how short things are. You look at kids that used to babysit, and they're pretty much in their 20s now. It's terrifying. So yeah, I went on a huge rant there. I hope it made sense. Yeah, Robbie says money's just a number on a screen. It is. It truly is. And so many people get satisfaction out of that. So many people like watching the number grow. I don't think that's a way to live. Like, whenever I get listen, I've got financials to take care of. Of course I do. Everyone, I'm heading towards my 30s. Everyone does. But whenever I get a paycheck, normally I'm looking at holidays. I'm looking at things that I could do abroad. I'm looking at projects that I could film, that I've always wanted to film. I don't have a bucket list. I have a to-do list. And I think that's how everyone should live their life. But yeah. Right. Matthew Pam says, what's your dream car to complement your watch collection? Okay. I've always had an infatuation as a kid, and I think it's a James Bond thing. I think it is. I think it was my dad's fault. So with an E-Type Jaguar, let me show you guys, and I'll show you the one I'll look at, the one that's super cool. So look at that. Do you guys not think that is the sexiest thing you've ever seen? Oh my God. Vintage, rare, the lines on that thing. It's just it's just such a cool car. And that would be my vintage car. If I were to get a car not to drive, that would be it. If I ever had enough money to do that, that would be it. I mean, the running cost of that thing would probably cost me more than the car. But it's cool to have. Okay. That guy, Timmy, said, what would be your favorite complication and why? Also, Where can I go to submit my watch collection? Submit my watch collection. Okay. So favorite complication, the tourbillon visually looks unbelievable. The minute repeater looks and sounds just stunning. And in terms of technicality, they're very difficult things to make and difficult things to do. So I suppose those two. Yeah, when I can't remember his first name, Breggy, the gentleman that started Breggy, when he invented the tourbillon, it was groundbreaking, truly, and it was really cool. Looking at that is super awesome. And where can you submit your watch collection? You can submit your watch collection to our Reddit group, which is Chisholm Hunter, just Chisholm Hunter. If you fire onto our Reddit group and fire your collection, people will vote on your collection and we'll see what you guys' collections are made of. So yeah, this isn't a plug, but if you want to head to the Chisholm Hunter Watch community on Reddit, we have a nice community there. We talk about watches, we post about watches, and it's a good thing to be, good place to be, or the Instagram. So, guys, this has been an amazing live stream, by the way. I really want to thank you. Seriously, your guys' questions are super cool. Longines Hydro Conquest or Tudor Black Bay? Amazing question and a difficult answer, because one is a lot. Well, it's more expensive than the other. I mean, it's not fair for me to say because I have a Tudor. However, I would argue that with Longines' new models, for example, the Longines Hydro Conquest GMT, that they're really closing in on Tudor. However, Tudor just brought out that Metas movement, which kind of puts them aside from Longines. It's difficult, man. Honestly, it's difficult. The branding is different as well, so it's a hard one. It's a hard one to... Okay. Matthew says, beautiful car. I was expecting the Defender. Yeah. Interestingly enough, guys, this is another story. So tell me if I'm ranting, by the way. I can shut up if you want. I looked at the Defenders, the new Defenders, and I was really quite shocked at the price. Like really, really quite shocked at the price. I can't afford them. And I've always kind of loved the Defenders. I've always loved the classic Defenders. And I remember, well, actually, when we were filming down in Skye quite recently, last week, we went past a farm. And that farm is right beside Taliskers Bay. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. There's black sand beaches, the green grass, the fields, the rolling hills, and this beautiful drop from the cliffs to this amazing... Anyway, there's a farm. There's a farm guy, a farmer that lives right there. A family of farmers, and he has, it must be 3 Land Rover Defenders. One of them is honestly deteriorating. It's that old. The metal's scarred and bronzed and patinaed, and it's just so cool. And then the other 2 he keeps in good nick. And I always take pictures of them when I go past because they're just sick cars. And I'd love to buy one off him because he seems to have taken care of his cars, but it's a little bit creepy for me to knock on his door. And also I'm skin. So yeah, Defenders are cool cars though. Super cool cars. So finally started a dedicated watch Insta page to engage more with the community. Any advice? Yeah, Harrison, I think that it depends if you are wanting to grow your page, to grow your community. Engage with other people, talk to other people. And also do it for the right reasons. I think that, listen, people can sniff out if you're there to sell them something, like legitimately. And I think that, thankfully, with this channel, you guys have been so amazing, and you kind of know that I'm not trying to sell you stuff. Listen, yeah, Chisholm Hunter stock clue watches. If you want to get them from there, cool. Thank you. That would help me. However, I'm not saying in every video get them from Chisholm Hunter. I'm just, Chisholm Hunter is the business. So start it for the right reason. Start it because you enjoy it. Don't start it because you want to sell people things. And that also prevents creator burnout because you genuinely enjoy what you're doing. So you'll keep going for longer. I've got a cold. I've got the sniffles. Uh, so, some people are saying that the quality of the finish of the new Seiko Alpinist isn't the best. I've not seen it. Yeah, I've not seen it. I can't comment until I get it on the wrist, I suppose. Yeah. Seiko's quality, because they're so mass produced, sometimes it's not great. I mean, the alignments of the bezel on my Seiko that I have, the date window alignment, it's not great, but it is a Seiko. That's the thing. So, yeah, I do think that if you were to work up enough money to go to Tissot, the quality would for sure be better, for sure. They just produce a lot of Seikos. I think that's it, and they produce a lot of Tissos as well. But comparison to Seiko, not as much. Yeah. Okay. Listen, guys, I'm aware that we've hit an hour here. We're actually over an hour. If you guys are bored of me and you want me to leave, just let me know. Or if you want me to stay on, also let me know, because I don't want to bore you with my ramble. Riley 212 says, if I were to travel to Scotland for the first time from US, say a 1 week trip, how would you recommend spending my week? Scotland is a beautiful place, and I'm truly so proud to call it home. And actually, over the last 2 months specifically, I'm going to give you guys some insight into my life here. I did a lot of travel videography and photography, and because of that, I had to travel the world. I traveled everywhere you can think of. I've probably been there, and because of that, I neglected Scotland. I then came back to Scotland, bought a property, bought my place, and because of that, I need to be careful with my spending. Can't travel as much, and I started going back out in Scotland, and I realized why I fell in love with photography and videography in the first place. It was because of the beauty of Scotland. If you are to do anything when you come to Scotland, head to the Isle of Skye for sure. Go through Glencoe for sure. I wish you had more than the week, because I could suggest a lot more to do, but the Isle of Skye and Glencoe are two of the most jaw-droppingly beautiful places you'll ever see in your life. The vastness of them, the fact that there's nobody there, you're by yourself for the most part. The water is this turquoise blue color when it's calm, and you get this kind of haze when it's cold, but there's no wind. It's the moisture in the air, and you can see your breath, but you're not cold. I'm going into way too much detail. The Scotland is beautiful. Go to the Isle of Skye, to the Old Manor Store, Talisker's Bay, Quirang, all the good bits on the Isle of Skye. Head to the Glencoe, do a couple of hikes, do a couple of mountains, our Munros. That'll be cool. Stay on, fantastic insight. Okay, Daniel, I will stay on. I'll do it for you guys. I'm here for I'll stay for another 15, 20. And we can talk about some stuff. Favorite place other than Scotland, says Harrison. Here's the thing. I'm really trying to practice gratitude more in my life and being grateful for things. I believe that everywhere that I have gone to traveling, I'm so incredibly lucky to have even gone there. Never mind experience what I've experienced over there. I think that every place is uniquely beautiful in its own way. I think that if you were to go to Indonesia, it's going to be the polar opposite of Finland, because they're two different climates. I have experienced some truly beautiful things. I mean, Finland was beautiful. Norway is stunning. Lofoten, geez. I mean, the mountains there are incredible. Bali. I went to Bali with my sister. Indonesia with my sister. I was meant to go with an ex-girlfriend, but it didn't work out. So I went with my sister. I took my sister, and then my brother flew out, and having the kids together again, being kids in Bali, in the beautiful country of Bali, was something special. I think that those are the three that come to mind, but I do think that every country has its own unique beauty. Iceland, for an example. I mean, Jesus, that place is amazing. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Yes, you do. Honestly, Scotland deserves time, and you won't regret it. I promise. It's, if you get the weather right, it's stunning. Okay. So Paul says, I'll be in Scotland to visit and see. We were promised jetpacks. Also visit Chisholm Hunter. You were promised jetpacks? What do you mean by jetpacks? You gonna? What, you mean like on the lock or how? I'm imagining you flying around in a jetpack right now. So what is the perfect watch for a 50th birthday? That's a really great question. That's a really great question. If you were to be in where I work or used to work at the moment in Edinburgh at Chisholm Hunter, I would, depending on budget, I would advise an Amiga. I feel like Amigas appeal to all ages. I feel like the affiliation they have with NASA and the affiliation they have with James Bond spans through the ages. So everybody understands them, everyone gets them, and your dad, if it is your dad that you're talking about, or somebody that's hitting 50, we'll get that. So I would go with an Amiga, and the rest is up to you. I mean, normally what I do when I get people in, like if people are asking for me and want to sit down with me and talk about watches, is I make them try all the watches on before they even think about making a decision. And the reason I do that is because watches just look so different on your wrist. It looks so different on your wrist. So normally what I do is I sit down, I have one of each collection, and I say, right, try each of these on and tell me what's warm, what you're warming to, and tell me what's a definite no. And then we can whittle it down. Because I feel like people come in to buy a watch and they say, I want the sporty man's one. And you say, why? And they say, because I've seen a Rolex Submariner. And you say, great. Have you considered a dress watch? What's the purposes for the watch? And they say, well, I work in an office the full time, and I'm always in a suit and tie. And you say, well, you'll probably want a dress watch then. And they go, yes, I probably would. And you can kind of steer them that way. So yeah, Amiga. Hi Harrison, I'm proudly rocking my new Longines Spirit 37 blue dial. It was on sale, so I had to go for it. Love it. Absolutely epic. Super cool. I love Longines Spirit. I actually love the Longines Spirit Titanium. That's not the one no, the blue dial. No, it wouldn't be. So the Titanium is super cool as well. If you're ever thinking of expanding your Spirit Titanium or Spirit collection, the Spirit's truly epic, and I believe it's the L888 movement as well, which is COSC certified. I'm pretty sure for the Spirit. That's cool. That's really good. So yeah, epic watch, Mark. Right, let's have a look. So respectably late says, I agree with Amiga. Lots of options depending on the need of wearer. Perfect 3-speedy Seamaster and Aquaterra. Yeah, for sure. I think in terms of an older clientele, I think the Speedy is really sophisticated and quite beautiful. 50 is not old, by the way. It's funny, the older I get, I'm 26 now, and the older I get, the more I keep pushing my threshold of old. You know, before I'd look at my dad and I'd say, or not even my dad, but before I'd look at people in their 40s and say, oh, they must be old. And now that I'm 26, 40 is not old, 40 is not old at all. Just to give you guys a reference, Brian Wood, the gentleman we were filming with today, he's running ultra marathons. I think he's 43 or 44. and he looks amazing. A really good guy. So yeah, my threshold of old is going up and up. Okay, and I'm 64, so I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, age is just a number, and it's it's the way you feel that matters, not your age. That's my thoughts. So there's quite a few here. Thoughts on the full metal G-Shock Square, significantly the titanium models. Loved your Mudmaster review, by the way, Joshua. Thank you very much. Firstly, appreciate that. The G-Shock squares that are full metal are quite. I might be saying this wrong, but they're quite expensive. G-Shock full metal. Let's have a look at them together. Oh yeah. Wait, are you talking about? Wait, let me just show you something. Are you talking about these? Is that what you're talking about? Because if it is, they are iconic, my friend. Absolutely iconic. Absolutely, as we all know, Nico would say, God tier. Super, super cool watch. I like the fact, I'm pretty sure they brought out kind of, I'm not sure how I feel about this. They brought out kind of like a pink one, like a pinky looking one. And that was a bit far for me. The pink's a bit far. That though, that's cool. That's super cool, super iconic. And £450 is a lot. That is a lot. So for a Casio, I suppose it is full metal. I mean, listen, you're kind of paying for the iconic nature of it. I don't think that it should be 450 quid, if I'm quite frank. I love it. However, 450 quid is a lot. Right. Let's stop sharing that screen. God, I look tired. I'm getting old, boys. Opinion. Oh, sorry. I just clicked on the wrong one. Pedro, I got a square Gorillas collab. Is that? Oh, that's cool. I think I've seen that watch actually. That's super cool. Well done, man. That's awesome. Opinion on homage watches. Everybody hates low-end homages. Well, nobody talks about it. Homages in the higher end, like the Geo panel. Either way, I think it's totally fine since it isn't fake. Yeah, I would kind of agree. I don't mind them. I haven't experienced people hating on them. Perhaps it's because our listen, the community on the Chismaster channel is amazing. Hey, so perhaps that's why. But I haven't really experienced people hating on them. My opinion is, listen, I don't mind. Do you mean homage is in? Wait, 2 seconds. I'm just going to look this up. Homage watches. Right. So you mean homage watches explained. So what? So I'm just going to show you guys some pictures. So yeah, it's taking inspiration from pieces. I thought that was the case. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, you look at the Tudor Black Bay, Tudor Black Bay 54, Tudor Black Bay 58, Tudor Black Bay 40, 41, 40. Oh, I've just muddled myself up. The Tudor Black Bay range, they're all technically Holman watches, if you want to define it as that, because they're all inspired by older watches in the collection when they first started, the Tudor Submariner. So yeah, I don't think they're a bad thing. But listen, on that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this kind of live stream and you want to see more of it, let me know. That'd be awesome. I do need to love you and leave you. I need to go to bed. I'm knackered. But I will see you guys real soon. And thank you guys so much.